We've got some email questions.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
This first one, excuse me, comes from Roxanne. And Gordon, she asks, what is the purpose of being slain in the Spirit? I've experienced it about 3 times, and I'm still unsure of why it happened.
Well, let's turn to the book of Revelation, the first chapter, where here's the Apostle John. He's the beloved apostle. And he says, it was the Lord's day, and I was in the Spirit. And then he starts this incredible revelation. And when Jesus appears to him, he says, I fell as one slain, as one dead. So that's where we get this phrase, slain in the Spirit, because John was in the Spirit. He encountered Jesus, and he couldn't stand anymore. He fell as one dead. Now, what's the purpose of that? Well, that's a pretty good question. I think what it is the reality when you get to contact with a living God, it's very hard to stay on your feet. I encourage people, when it happens to you, don't try to get up. Ask God, what are you trying to show me? Because that's the source. What happened to John was a great revelation. You may not have that, but God, what are you trying to show me is a good question. And let him reveal things to you. I've seen people healed as they were slain in the Spirit. I've seen them have destiny called on. What's my purpose in life? And receive that. There's no one set formula to it, but the reason people fall is they've encountered a living God.
This is Herb, who says, do you agree with the thinking that we have to, quote, grow up into salvation? It sounds to me the same as earning salvation.
Okay, in 45 seconds, don't confuse salvation with growing up into the fullness of Christ. They are two different things. All who call on the name of the Lord will be saved. But the purpose of pastors and teachers and those equipping those saints, the purpose of it is so that we can grow into the fullness of Christ. And you'll find that in Ephesians chapter 4. I used to have a scripture slide for this, but I'll read it to you. To a perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. Let that be our goal. Am I measuring up? Am I being like Jesus in the world today?